Bree, your lovely host, and this is my lovely co-host, Mrs. Z.
Hi.
I apologize, y'all. I was not ready. I was in my zone earlier, and I lost track of time. I was in here dancing and singing, and lost track of time, so I do apologize.
But you know what? Delayed gratification. I think that's like the third time I've said that this week. I forgot I was doing something, and they're like, dang, it took forever. I said delayed gratification. I think I was flirting with someone. I don't know. That would be.
But y'all, so this week's episode is Free Your Mind. So it is a free Your Mind episode. It's about your mental together. Okay, one. We just talking today, y'all. We talking. We want to hear what y'all gotta say. We gonna talk to y'all, and we want y'all to talk back to us today. But before we get started, we do want to do a recap of last week.
Yes. If you missed last week's episode, we talked. Oh, thank you.
Last week was about red flags. We talked about red flags and pretty much unhealthy dating and relationship patterns. So that was a really good episode. If you missed it, it is now published. We was a little late with getting it published, but it is now published on YouTube. It's posted on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So you have plenty of platforms that you can go back and watch that on or listen to it.
Listen, y'all, when I was rewatching the episode, I realized I got some red flags that I need to work on. Yeah. I have some things that I thought was red flags, but aren't really red flags too. And we kind of got deep, and Bree kind of, touched me and made me think about a lot of things that I was taking lightly and should kind of put a little bit more thought into it, and don't be as hard to grab it and make a response. Sometimes you gotta kind of think about it. So the last week's episode was definitely a good one. So please make sure y'all tune in.
Yes. Also, y'all, is it? Let me taste it. Hold on.
It's really good. You know, I love a little drink.
Oh, that is good. So anyway, also September is a month for sickle cell. I cannot talk today. Sickle cell awareness. So I just wanted to take a moment and recognize everyone who is battling. I send my love and prayers really near and dear to my heart because my godmother, she has sickle cell. So it's something that she's battled with, all of her life. So I did want to put that out there. So in light of sickle cell awareness, you probably can't see. So let me stand up so you can see, because sickle cell awareness colors is burgundy. So today I got my burgundy skirt and a burgundy lip.
Yes. In
honor of sickle cell awareness.
And for me, in honor of sickle cell awareness, I'm wearing all black for a reason. Us in general, you need to make sure you go get checked, not just with cancers, diseases, but just in general, just to make sure that you are healthy. And I think especially in the Black community specifically, a lot of times we don't look at the red flags, we don't look at the sensors, and we wait until something major happens. And so just make sure you just go get checked. We have, or have insurance, and just get your physical, as men, I know like my dad was one of those, my mom would have to drag him to the doctor. And so just don't wait until it's too late or unpreventable. So that's the biggest thing for me.
Absolutely. Let me pull up YouTube so I can see the comments on YouTube. Because I left my glasses over there and I don't want to get back up again. So.
No, you're fine. I can't see without my glasses. I really am like that. Like I cannot see without my glasses at all.
I can see enough, but I can see better with my glasses.
I can't see it all. So I want to start this one with, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys, if not all, but a lot, follow the Shade Room and Neighborhood Talk, like on Instagram, like the little gossip sites. So one of the biggest controversies that has been out lately, have you heard about Miss Erica Banks and her comment that she has made?
No.
So Erica Banks is a rapper slash singer. So she sung, if you know, like Busted, that song. So that's her. And she had recently came out on, she put it in her Instagram close friends, but someone exposed her. And she pretty much was saying, if you don't have a certain look, you cannot come out with her. You can't, because she holds her friends up to a certain pattern. So if you're too skinny, you can't come out. If you don't, or if you aren't thick enough, you can't come out with me. If your clothes are not, or if you don't, if you dress tacky, you can't come out. If your hair and your nails are not done, you can't come out with me. And this has raised a lot of controversy. Because, you know, some people, like most people will be like, you know, like, how dare you? For one, Erica, she's pretty, but like, you're not Beyonce. But like, you know, how dare you do that, being able to, you know, tell people who can and cannot. And a lot of people have been mentioning, you know, that's why a lot of pretty girls, when we see it in everyday life and clicky vibes, that hang out with each other, that genuinely don't like each other. Or genuinely don't really care about each other. They just hang out for the perks, for promoters, for the looks of it. But then the other hand is people are saying she's being bold and she's being honest because she's thinking and she's saying what a lot of us think but don't say out loud. So it's been a lot of kind of controversy over this. So what do you think about that?
I think that's very shallow, honestly. I don't care, like, everybody's not always on the same page. Everybody can't afford to keep their nails up all the time or, you know, keep their hair down. If you're decent, okay. If you're not decent, I'm going to tell you, hey, maybe you want to change that, you know. Or I'll be like, that don't look right, you know. Yeah. But in a nice way, not in a rude way. But I'm never going to say, oh, if you're not big enough or if you're not small enough, you can't hang. Or if you're too big or too small, you can't hang with me. Like, because that shouldn't factor how you pick your friends. Like, exactly. I pick my friends based off of their genuineness and like their heart, like not your appearance, right? Because a beautiful person on the outside can be ugly on the inside, and I don't want that around me. So if your heart is pure and you're pure, then that's who I want around me. I don't care about the rest.
I definitely agree. I think we have gotten so caught up on looks and this and that. Like, I'll be honest, you know, when I go out, I want to make sure, like, if certain things aren't done or this and that, I'm not going out just because I know myself. Like, I am a material girl, like Santana says. But, you know, and I expect, in the sense of, like, my friends, I don't pick my friends based on what they look like. But my friends have some type of, like, being honest, you flock to a lot of things. So for me, I love getting my nails done, getting my hair done. So a lot of my friends, they depict that. So I don't have a lot of tomgirl friends. Not saying that if you're a tomgirl, you can't be my friend, but I think I just kind of, you kind of flock to things that are similar to you sometimes when it comes to, like, if you're out or whatever like that. So because of that, the girls that I hang around, like, I've never had to be like, oh, or question or this and that. And I think that's unfair. Like, how can you tell somebody they ain't, you know, if you not thick or you too small? Like, that's messed up.
That's crazy. First of all, if my girl's around me and your hair needs to be done, I'm gonna be like, girl, let me do your hair.
I know that's
the benefits of having a friend that does hair. Speaking of hair, y'all, I went and got my hair did today. I love it. My loctician is Ebony Garrison here in Greenville, South Carolina. If you're ever in the area or if you have locks and you need a loctician here in Greenville, look her up. Her name is Ebony Garrison, and she owns the Root Bar. I'm probably saying it wrong, so I'm sorry if I am, but I needed to shout her out because she does an amazing job.
It looks good.
Every time.
You popping today.
Thank you.
So Tracy said that's true, but her opinion is her own. They shouldn't have leaked her. I have some opinions I'm sure would get me canceled, but I keep it to myself and my close friends. So yeah, that is another thing too, because she did post it in her close friend's story. And someone got offended and then linked it to the blogs. So do you feel like that person that leaked it, like, is justified in the sense of, like, trying to expose the person she is, or should they just be like, because, but at the same time, if I put somebody in my close friends, those are people that I know can hold a secret, or I know I care about. So it's kind of like, is that wrong in that person's opinion for pretty much let her business fly?
Well, yes, because you shouldn't be telling anyone's person. Like, if that was something that was disclosed to close friends only, and you considered a close friend, you shouldn't be leaking that information anyway.
True.
So, yeah, whoever leaked it was wrong, of course.
So let me ask y'all this, and then we got one more, and then I'll go. Because some people say, like, I get what you're saying, but some people agree that when you are famous, because she's a celebrity, you open yourself up to more scrutiny. Like, you can't say certain things because you're in the public eye. So Silent Killer said,
Bridget.
Oh, Bridget, hey Bridget girl. Said, nah, her friend shouldn't have done that. That wasn't her friend, and she had a problem with it. She should have went to her about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're a real friend, you're supposed to be able to go to your friends and talk to your friends like, hey girl, I seen you posted this, but can we talk about that? Because I don't really like what you said.
Yeah.
You know, it made me feel some type of way or something, but you don't take it to the tabloids. Like, why would you do that?
I think it was probably some girl that was in her ear. Oh my God, what the freak, I'm so sorry if this is doing this. I'm trying to see if it responds. I think it was some girl that is in her ear, and she was, this lady is like crazy. I apologize, you guys. That is on me. And I know my brother clicked on this, so he knows better. I'm gonna cuss him out in a second. Is it showing here?
Yeah. Minor
Okay.
difficulty.
Minor setback for a major comeback. I apologize. Anyways, I think pretty much the person that exposed it would have been someone that it probably was just on some, like, she was the skinny friend, or she was the too big friend, or she was the like friend that didn't have it together, and maybe she just decided to just be like, let me tell her for who she is.
Right.
So I think that's the biggest thing for that one, because it is a violation of privacy, but at the same time, you do got to think, and I do give her the benefit in the sense of maybe it wasn't such a close friend. Maybe it was a friend in the sense of...
It don't matter. A friend is a friend to me. If you're a friend, you're a friend. Like, you shouldn't be exposing stuff that I done shared with you personally, you know, or just close knit. Like, you don't do that.
I definitely agree. I don't think that's okay. But yeah, it's like, you know, because like, you know, celebrities, I'm not a celebrity. I don't try to speak as if I'm a celebrity, and I don't try to talk as if I'm a celebrity. However, I think, okay, I think we're clear. Look at the devil playing with us today. Just playing. Anyways, you know, what we might call a friend, a celebrity might not call a friend, you know, because it's not the first person. She's not the first person to have something leaked in close friends. Like, who was it that they're, I think it was a rapper, I can't remember who, but he had posted in his close friends of him getting fellatio, and somebody screenshotted and sent it to the world. Or like Safari, the one that he's in Love and Hip Hop, he posted, so it's kind of like, are you doing it because you really want to tell the truth and you're just not trying to save yourself? Right. So that's definitely one.
I just feel like whatever is shared between friends, like sometimes I share some of my most intimate, vulnerable moments with my friends. So if I share that with you, I feel like that should be shared, but that should be stay between us. Like, there should be no reason that you take what I told you and expose it to other people because what are you gaining out of that besides clout?
That's true. Or even like if we fall out, like if me and you fell out,
you ain't
got knocked real hard. Because we went, but hypothetically, if me and you were to fall out and we have this podcast, I feel like it would just be something, it would be amicable. You know, obviously people would see we would end the podcast or you would do it by yourself or whatever like that.
Oh no, business continues to go.
True. But if it's something where it's just like we just can't, I would never speak on what happened. Oh, me and Brie did this. It's just like we just decided to do different things. Because I don't know, when someone comes up to me, because I've been in the sense to where a lot of people, I've been like, I hear a lot of stuff, hear a lot of gossip. I don't speak it, but a lot of people come to me and just confide in me a lot of things. And it's like, I'd rather you and like, if you broke up with a friend or you're not friends no more, if you're like, no, like, we just decided not to be friends. But if you come to me, this person, blah, 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 talking cold, cash, junk, that's gonna kind of be a red flag for me. Cause like,
that's gonna tell me I can't tell you nothing. Because if you would do that to someone that's supposed to be your friend, what would you do to me? Like, no. That's why now I have issues with trusting a lot of people, because it's like, you never know what a person's intentions are, what their, everybody's not pure. And this is something I had to learn. I'm still kind of learning the lesson a little bit, but everybody isn't as pure. They don't have as pure of a heart as you do. Like, their intentions aren't your intentions. It's like, I can't get me out of other people, and I had to learn that, like, because with me, I am so I'm quick to give, I'm quick to do for others. I put my personal feelings aside sometimes. And, I was just having this conversation today with someone. I was like, I think the problem with me is, my problem is I always say yes when I want to say no, but I don't say no because I don't want to either have someone feeling some type of way and then we have confrontation. I don't like confrontation. So I avoid no, but then sometimes I put myself in positions that I don't want to be in, because saying no is uncomfortable to me, but saying yes is uncomfortable as well, because if I say yes to say, hey, say you call me, right, and you was like, hey, Bree, I need a ride to so-and-so, and I'd be like, dang, like, in my head, I'm like, I don't know if I got the gas to do that, or I just don't want to do it right now, but I say yes because I don't want to tell you no.
Yeah.
But while I'm doing it, like, I'm not really wanting to do it, my heart's not really in it, but I didn't want to say no because I didn't know how the outcome was going to be. Like, all too often, that's how it is with me, like, in my head, I place certain scenarios around. So I'd be like, well, if I say no to this, how would, this person feel? Or what would it hurt if I did this? Like, if I get called into work on my off day, like, hey, Bri, can you come into work today? And I'd be like, I'll sit there and I'll take forever to respond back, because in my head, I know I don't want to go. It's my off day. I don't want to deal with work. I don't want to go to work. However, in my head, I'm saying, well, dang, if they short-staffed, that's messed up. If I'm just sitting in the house and not doing nothing, I might as well go to work. So then I talk myself into doing it when I know I don't want to do it. And now I'm there and I'm irritated by every little thing because I don't really want to be there, And so it's like, that's one of my things. Like, I don't know always how to say no. So I can't expect me out of other people, because other people don't have problems saying no.
Yeah.
They be like, no, and that's it.
Good.
Like,
I agree. I think and I think that's something in it, because you see it and you know it, and it's just something you have to work on, or just realize who are those people worth saying yes to, and who are the ones that aren't worth saying yes to. I think that's what they say. I think for me, I'm somewhat got kind of
so Tracy said Instagram is tripping, which we know. I don't know what's going on with Instagram, so I do apologize, y'all.
I apologize.
And then she said family do it too. I think she was talking about exposing stuff. And then she said every time you say yes to something, you want to say no to you. Every time you say yes to something, you want to say no to, you are disrespecting yourself. Codependent, you have to work through the trauma and get to the root of why.
Okay, I know that's right. Come on, Tracy. Here we go again. I'm just so tired. I'm about to cry out. But just hit the button. Push the button. Push the button. I want to go to the movies. I have not been to movies in so long, y'all. I'm like waiting. Everybody on Instagram, if you can give me a thumbs up if we're still good on it, I appreciate it. However, I agree. I get where you're coming from on that one, and I think that you can see it, and you just have to learn those things. Who's worth saying yeah, who's saying no. I think for me, one of my biggest flaws that kill me is being transparent. And I think people kind of accumulate transparency with lying, and I don't lie. I just think I'm not as transparent about a lot of things that I do. So I might have like a lot of stuff on me, and if you say, oh, can I add this on you? I'll say yeah, not saying like, oh, it's like a problem, because I probably will do it, but I'm not transparent in that moment. So for example, I actually had something going on this week with right now I'm helping like my brother get his business together, but I'm also having other things personally within myself that I'm trying to get done. And so I got his stuff, I'm back and forth, I'm running around, I'm helping my sister out, I'm doing a lot of things. And one of my friends texted me and she was like, hey, can you look over my resume? And for me, it wasn't that big of a deal, but I was like, okay, I got you, I'll look over it. She was like, I want to apply for this job. I think she asked me like on Tuesday, she was like, I want to apply for the job tomorrow. And I wish I would have just had, it wasn't the issue of saying yeah. I think for me, my issue was, I wish I would have been more transparent, because now I'm killing myself in a sense of, okay, I gotta finish up my stuff, gotta finish up this proposal and this filing and get it done, sent to the state for my brother, and then now I gotta do her resume. Rather than saying, yeah, I could do it for you, but I won't be able to look at it until probably Thursday or Friday, like just being honest. So I think that's what kills me, because when I'm not transparent, people are like, oh, you're flaky, or you don't want to, or you don't show up, or you don't, you be late, or you do too much, like you be trying to like not spend, and like that's my biggest thing. I overextend myself. So I might have Friday, I might text, like 3 people text me and I make plans with all 3, and I'm like, okay, from 4 to 5 I hang out with this person, from 5 to 6 I hang out with this person, from 7 to 8 I hang out with that person. And so by then, you know, maybe the 4 to 5 was over. So now everybody else is moving over. So now they're like, oh, you're late. You're late for me. But it's like, if I was just transparent and be like, okay, we can hang out, but I do got to see this person and that person, just FYI, then it eases a lot of issues. And I think that's my biggest thing.
You know what? I see a lot of myself in you. I used to have that problem big time. Like, I used to be late for a lot of stuff, and it's only because I tried to cram so much into one day or at a time. And I realized, like, you can't do that. Like, now I'm really big on, like, planning. Planning is everything. Like, I have multiple planners. So, you know, I told you the other week, I was like, we need to get a planner so we can write. Like, I like to see my day written out. Like, no lie, like, at the beginning of the week, I take out my planner and I write out what days I have to go to work, what time I have to be to work, like, what other stuff I have going on. If I say, hey, Z, we need to meet on this day at this time, I'll put that in there. Like, my planner is filled. It is filled. Like, every little box on my planner is filled, because I plan stuff out now. So when people say, hey, can you do this on this day? I'm like, let me check my schedule real quick. And I'll be like, I got something planned. You can join me if you want to, but if you don't feel comfortable joining me, then we're going to have to reschedule for another time. And you just have to learn how to do that, because like when you try to do so much at one time, it not only drains you, but like you said, it makes you look like you're an unreliable person.
Yeah.
And if you want to be known as a reliable person, you have to practice what you preach. You know, you have to walk that walk. So you have to find different ways to like schedule your day. Like, it's okay to not do something with someone if you already have something else planned. Like, it's okay to say, well, I already got this plan, so I can't do it. But you don't have to say yes to every plan. Look at me. Look at me.
Full circle. I told y'all, and all of this comes full circle a lot of times. It really do. But yeah, I agree, and I definitely need to take that, and I think that might be my goal in it coming into the end of this year. Just taking more accountability too, and just being able to be like, okay, I can, because you know, I think for me, everything's not black and white. You have shades of gray. Everything's not this or that. But try to be like, okay, if I plan this, okay, we're gonna go here, this, that. So time wise, I know I can be with this person for this amount of time. For example, like with Bree, you know, I might be like, okay, the podcast is from 8 to 9. I might come 7:30 depending on the time. And then
she don't come at 7:30 ever.
See, I kind of look good in front of my people. But, and then, you know, I'm like, okay, well, after 9, we might talk for like 10 minutes to leave. But sometimes we might talk for an hour. Sometimes we might talk for 30 minutes. You just never know. But I will be like, okay, well, I think it's going to be this amount of time. So let me plan it. And now I got people waiting on me. So I definitely think that'd be the biggest thing. It's just making, like Spice Lady said, you know, manage your time management. I was great in undergrad managing my time. Fantastic when it came to school, but people.
Let me tell you, you have to treat people like you treat your work schedule, like you treat your school schedule. And you have to you can't work without a plan. Like, you got to get your organizer. Like, just, if you don't want to buy an organizer, if you don't want to see it, I like to see stuff written down, because when you write it down, what's the saying? Write your vision out, make it plain. So like, I like to write it down so I can see it. You know, you said you like to use your phone, but sometimes your phone don't show you your alerts, you know, but if you have it in your calendar, it's there.
That is true.
It's concrete.
There.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when I went to undergrad, my freshman year, like, we had like a it's called ACAD. ACAD, it's like a prep class. But they would tell us, like, you guys get a planner. And we used to always be like, we don't need a planner. After our first semester, everybody ran to get a planner because it was like, okay, great. And I think that's why I need to just start taking my personal life in that sense of how I would do, because I have a planner when it comes to work. I know the plan. I know exactly what I'm doing on day to day and week to week. I'm very organized. So I think I just need to have that in my life.
Yeah. Jasmine said, link it to your phone too. We always have it in our hands, which is true.
That is true.
You can. So with my planner, my physical planner, when I sit down and write stuff in my planner, I also put it in my calendar in my phone. So whatever's in my planner is in my calendar. And the thing I like about the MacBook, which you have as well, like, whatever you put in your MacBook, it automatically goes to your email, it goes to your iPhone. Like, it links to all your devices. So I love that. Like, and then you know, it just better. It helps you. I challenge you to do that. I really do. And see how much better you get with time. Like, when I tell you, you can ask anybody that know me, like my auntie, my sisters. I used to be really, really bad with time. Like, time wasn't, if somebody was going to be late, it was going to always be me. Yeah. I was going to always be late. For any event we had, I was going to be late. But now I can't stand to be late for things. Like,
I need to. I think that's just the overextension of being able to do that. Because I know, like, I know how long it takes for me to get my hair done. Like, it's crazy because if I'm on like a girls trip or I'm on a vacation somewhere, like, I'm like itinerary, like boom, 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 boom. But I think what kills me is, like, so the other night I was like, okay, I know I'm going out, I need to be ready, start getting ready at this time, and I was on time for everything. And my mom calls and she's like, can you curl my hair? I'm like, okay, Mom. So now I'm late. Come to the event when if I wouldn't have just said yeah, or, you know, I would have been on time. Right. And then now they're like, dang, Z, like, so I promise you guys, that is gonna be my purpose. So that by our next episode we will. She says time is expensive to waste and you'll never get it back.
Absolutely, absolutely. And on YouTube, Coco said, I suck with time management. Yes, ma'am, you do. Yes, ma'am. You're my next person to work with.
Okay, I feel like I'm not. Coco's gonna be like, not too much now, but I think I am. I'm not as bad as Coco. I'm there, but I'm not almost. I think where I'm 30, Coco's like an hour. Okay, love you though, Coco.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I'm sorry, Coco. I love you. Coco's my adopted baby sister. I love her to death. So I babysit during the day, y'all. And the cutest little baby burrito. I love her so much. But anyways, I had an appointment the other day, and it was like a 15-minute appointment right down the street. But I didn't want to take the baby with me, so I was talking to Coco, and Coco was like, "Well, I'll come with you, to watch the baby while you do your appointment." I said, "Okay, cool." So we was talking. It was 12 o'clock when we were talking. I said, "My appointment's at 1:45." Coco says about like 12. We'll say 15 minutes from me. So we got off the phone. It was 12:30. I said, "Are you leaving?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm just waiting on this to charge up a little, and then I'm gonna be on the way." So I done fed the baby. I done changed the baby. I done put the baby to sleep. I text Coco. I hadn't got dressed yet. I text Coco. I said, "Hey, have you left your house yet?" Because by this time it was 1 o'clock. She's like, "No, I'm getting ready to leave." I said, "Okay, cool." So I get dressed. I'm ready. Coco, nowhere to be found. I said, "Coco, where you at?" She said, "I'm 4 minutes away." By this time, it was 1:35. My appointment was at 1:45. Coco got here at 1:45. I said, "Coco." I knew she was gonna be late. But thankfully the appointment was only like I'm only 10 minutes late. You get a 15-minute grace period. So I got there. I was only 6 minutes late. So
okay, that's perfect then. Yeah, I think me and all my friends, we have our location share, and they be on me like they don't even call me no more in the group message. They'll be like, "Yep, she's still at home. She said she was on the way, but her location says she's still at home." So they kind of get on me. So I be appreciative. But you need those friends. You need those friends to kind of get on you, and you get on them in a respectful way, but you learn from it. So that is going to be my goal. I am going to get better, y'all. I promise.
Coco said, "Don't be telling them, Bree."
See, she not
and
too
she
much.
said, not too much." I love you, Coco. But yeah, time management is everything. Like once I realized that what Tracy said, your time is expensive. That's the most valuable thing that you have. So when you realize how much time you waste that you can't get back, you kind of take things a lot differently. You look at them a lot differently. I'm glad I grew out of that, being late to everything. Because I used to be like, "Well, I don't care. I'm going to get there when I get there. They know I'm going to be late." But that's a bad attitude to have. Like, that's not a good attitude to have. So I'm glad I changed that.
Yeah, and I know, like, it's crazy because one of my friends, she is like, "You do not be late. Like, if it's her event, I will never, ever, because you won't hear it. It's like, hell has no fury if you're late," because she's just one of those people, like, she believes in, like, time. Like, don't do it. Like, if you're going to be late, just don't come. Like, if you're going to be late, just don't show up. Like, I'd rather you not. And I know, like, not too long ago, we had a brunch at Inca Ivy, and we were eating, and one of her closest friends was like 30 minutes late, but we were eating at this point, and she was on the phone with her. She's like, "Don't come." And she was like, "No." And I mean, we ended up going out that night, and she came, like, they were fine. Excuse me. But the way she just, like, I don't want to say like she bashed her, like she wasn't talking junk, but she was just like going like, "I'm just like, this is what it means to me, like I don't like people, this and that." I'm like, I would never want no one to continue or to associate my name in a negative light.
Right.
So definitely.
Because you gotta realize, like, you're not just wasting your time, but you're wasting other people's time too. And you don't ever want to waste their time. So when you commit to something, you want to try your hardest to keep that commitment. Because one thing that you have, as my dad taught me this, and I stick by this. I hear this every day. I hear this when I make plans. When I say I do something, he always say, "The only thing that you have guaranteed to you in this world is your word and your name. You don't let nobody mess up your name, and you keep your word."
I like that. Okay, Daddy.
So that's something he always said that, and that sticks in my head all the time. So when I tell somebody I'm gonna do something, I try my hardest. If I just cannot do it, then I communicate with them. Like, I know I said that we're gonna do this, but some other things that came up, I can't do it, today. But I still want to do it. So let's schedule another time to do it.
Definitely. I like that, and I agree with that. It's just being that. We love it. We love a good father moment.
Mm-hmm.
My daddy has like a lot of funny sayings. I don't know. I can't think of none right now because I feel like I'm on the spot. But he has like wise old tales.
My dad too. Another thing he always says is, you always do the right thing even when everybody else isn't.
That's true.
That's why I stand behind integrity and my morals. Like, no matter if you're in the room and everybody else is doing wrong, you be the one to do the right thing.
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. And my dad always, I think one of the biggest things kind of similar to that, he used to say, he should always act even as if people are watching you even when they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just never know. Like, you might not think people aren't looking, but they are. People, someone is. Someone will call, and you know, and you don't want to. You want to do it because that's your heart, but don't do it. Don't act a certain way or be a certain way because of how other people around.
Tracy, don't do that.
She said, "Daddy, why he does the wrong thing?"
Don't do that.
I think that's my biggest scare is integrity. Thank you. Is a key value for me. I think that's definitely one of it. I think, I was gonna say, I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh no, let me ask you this question. Cause I've seen this, I don't remember where. No. Yeah, I was watching Love and Hip Hop, y'all, but it was a good question. I love trashy TV shows. If you can't tell, Real Housewives, I love trashy stuff.
That's not trashy. I love Real Housewives. I watch that. My best friend is on that show.
Ooh,
Candy. Yeah, you didn't know that? Oh, girl.
We need to invite her for our sex talk then, Cody Candy.
You know what? We can probably do that. We'll talk to her.
Views would be great. She worldwide. But would you rather have, if you had to pick or choose, respect or loyalty?
Oh, I had this conversation before, and I feel like they go hand in hand. Because I feel like, Bridget, don't be laughing at me. You know, you my best friend, Bridget, but you know I share you with Candy.
And then for you guys too, what do you guys think too, respect or loyalty?
I think they go hand in hand because I feel like when you respect someone, you're gonna have that loyalty to them. You know, so I feel like they go hand in hand.
Y'all choose.
Well, I'm gonna choose respect.
I agree. Spice Lady said respect. Teresa said, I don't care if you're loyal to me, but you will respect me. And I think that's what it is. I think it's about that respect.
See, Jasmine said the same thing I said.
I feel like
if you respect me, you'll be loyal. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I think if I have to choose between them, it's about the respect. Because it's one thing, you can't be in a room with me if you don't respect me. Because how you respect me carries on how you treat me. What you do by me, how you act around me. You have people that are loyal to a fault. Like, I did certain things because I'm loyal to you that maybe you didn't want to do. Or I thought I acted in your best interest based on loyalty. But I feel like sometimes it might be something you would never do yourself. And people use that, well, I'm loyal, I'm trying to be on you, but you gonna respect me. Like, you can't be in the same room if you don't have that respect for me.
But I feel like if I don't respect you, I'm not gonna be around you. So,
well, Todrica, not true. Loyalty isn't required from a stranger, but respect is. If I'm giving you respect. I can see that. I like that. Like, you know, it's a respect thing for a little. I guess it's more of a step of like I get it when it comes to friends, like definitely. But for me, it's just like I don't care. You don't respect like what I bring. Like I don't, because you know, like, you might even be around. It might be friends of friends. So like it's me, you, and like 3 of your people or 3 of my people. Mm-hmm. Like. They're my people or they're your people, so they're not going to be as inclined to be, loyal to you. They're not, you know, the first couple weeks or whatever.
Okay, I see.
But
that.
if they respect it, I want you to respect me. I don't care. You got to be loyal to me. Meaning, like, say, like, I'm hanging out with 3 of people and I don't show them a picture of my guy or this and that. And I don't need you to be loyal. If you see him in the streets, like, you owe me nothing, you know? But, like, respect me enough to where if you're not around, you're not going to be you're not going to be weird, or you're not going to try to play me or be, like, dishonest in that sense.
I get what you're saying.
I can see both sides. I definitely can. I like that. But yeah, I seen it, and I was like,
That was a good question.
Yeah.
That was a good question.
You know, Trina, she was like, definitely respect. Like, she was like, definitely respect. And you know, Trina, she bad.
Not the baddest.
Let her tell it, honey.
I feel like I want to go back to the first thing we was talking about, because that was something I wanted to mention. So, like, when you have a friend, and then you can find certain information in your friend, and then that friend, like, puts that information to someone else. Kind of like what happened with whoever you was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know who she is, but whoever you
Erica
were talking
Banks.
about earlier. So, like, put that in, like, regular people type. Well, not regular people, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Layman, like,
Commoners.
Yeah. So, like, how would that make you feel if you had a friend who you confided in, you told some personal information to, and then that personal information got out to someone that you're very close to, but the person that gave them that information wasn't even the person that you told the information to?
I mean, I think it's a no-go, period. Like, because I'm speaking to you, unless it's something where you're concerned about, like, me feel like my mental, like, you think I'm endangering myself, like, don't speak on that.
Yeah.
I think, because it might, for example, like, so are you saying, like, okay, I get what you're saying. I think unless I'm endangering myself, like, don't speak on it. But I think, I don't want to say we all been there, but you've been, this might be you and a friend group, maybe you and two other girls. And you might tell, we're going to use Bridget, because we love Bridget, one thing. But you probably would tell your other, Kiva. I knew it was a K. You might have not got to tell, you were going to tell Kiva, but you might haven't got a chance to. And Bridget told Kiva, but not in a malicious way, just like, y'all be talking about
But that's
it.
different. That's different, because I feel like that's a friend. That's the friend group. That's the friend group.
So like Bridget tells somebody outside of you.
Yeah.
And then that person says something to you about it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Girl, what's your problem?
But Bridget would never do that, though.
Yeah, sorry, no, Bridget. No, but no, I think that's a no, because it's like you can't hold water. Like, it ain't no intention for you to go and say anything.
Especially if it's somebody that you don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like.
And it's like, even if you want to use examples, like to this day, we use examples. We're very generic in a sense, somewhat. So like, I might have some stuff that's going on, or I might use an example that is somebody I know, a friend, or someone close to me, but I'm never going to be like, this is her name or this is who, because out of respect for their privacy and who they are, because I want that same privacy too.
Right.
I never want to come around people wondering if they who done said, whispers about me, whether it's true or not.
But when something that I realized too, like, when you hanging around a certain amount of people, a certain group of people, and then they hang around a certain group of people that you don't hang around, and not, because I feel like I can be friends with people but not be friends with their friends. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of people that I'm friends with, but I don't like their friends. Like, and so, not necessarily, I'm not gonna say don't like, I don't care for their friends because of the way they treat them.
Yeah,
I see how they treat them, so I prefer not to be around their friends. But if we have to be around each other, I'm gonna be there, So, if you pay attention to how they act, like if they talking to you about this particular group, and then when you all were together, if you pay attention to how they act, you'll see like the truth in it.
Yeah.
Because like so many times I've been in a situation where like I'll be friends, like I'm cool with a person, and then they have their friends, and then they'll tell me, oh, my friends did this, that, and the other, da, da, da. And then when we all get together, it's like their friends looking at me and turning like their nose turned up and they act a little funny and like barely speaking and it's like,
like don't play with me. Like I turn this thing up. I think you gotta separate. You gotta learn how to separate. I think my biggest thing would be you ain't got nothing else to talk about other than me. You don't got nothing else. Like why is my name even up? And like I don't know. That's just like I don't care about that. Like I'm one of those people. I'm telling you now. Everybody knows it. Do not come to me without being able to tell me everything. Meaning, I hate when people, I was going to start cussing because it just felt in the soul. We're going to go to comments in the section. But if you were to come to me and be like, Bree, Z, I heard that you talking to X, Y, and Z. And so I would be like, oh, if I am, you know what it is, but who told you that? I can't tell you because I don't want to put them in the middle of it. No, you already did when you came up to me. Like, don't say you can tell me half of the truth but not the whole truth. You're not going to say who was running their mouth about. You just don't come to me at all about that. So I definitely agree. Tracy says, I'm going to let you read that. I'll hit that.
Never let your right hand know what your left hand doing. Move in silence. Don't even trust. I don't even trust my friends or family with everything. That is true.
That is true. And sometimes you got to feed information. Like, I've had situations where I thought someone was my friend or they were my friend, but I realized they were telling certain people my business that shouldn't have been told. And like, I would just feed stuff. It might be false or it might be something where I only said this one thing to one person just to see if it got out, to see if it was you.
Yeah.
Don't play with me. Spice Lady said, it's wisdom to know what to share and what not to share. I think that's the biggest thing. And I think that's when you have to, words have value. And words aren't just a breath of air, like just air. And that's the biggest thing I'm learning right now is using your words kindly. In a sense, or using your words thoughtful and for a reason, for a purpose. Because sometimes, my mom always tell me, girl, you just be talking to talk sometimes. And I do. I'll be honest. She will say, girl, you just be talking to talk for no reason. And so in moments of anger or just moments of confiding, you have to kind of know when to not say everything or to I have like sometimes like verbal like diarrhea and I feel like I just need to spill everything to everybody and that's not always healthy.
I'm the opposite. So I feel like when I'm in that moment where I'm like heated and I feel some type of way, I can't really talk. Like, I can't really tell you what I feel or say because I don't want to say, I know sometimes my mouth can get very ruthless, so I don't want to say nothing. Like, my main thing is I never want to hurt anyone out with what I say, and I never want to say something that I can't take back. Because once you say it, it's said. It's out there. It's in the atmosphere. So you can't be like, oh, I didn't mean to say that, but you said it, you know, so it can't be unsaid. So, like, for me, I'm an overthinker anyway. Everybody knows that about me. Like, I play scenarios over and over in my head and be like, okay, if this happens this way, then, you know, this is what's going to happen. But if it is this way, then this is what's happening. Like, that's what everything, whether it's, you know, anything, like, important decision, food, like, whatever. Like, I'm always playing, like, what in my head, I go back and forth. I can be very undecisive sometimes. But it's only till I get to a point, like I have to weigh all my options. So like I'm never gonna be in the moment and say something because I can't take it back, and then I'm gonna feel really bad about it because I'm gonna be like, dang, I wish I wouldn't have said this. Because in my head, I'd be like, if I say this mean thing to this person, and this is the last time I talk to this person, the last memories I'm gonna have is of this horrible thing I said to them. So I like to be like, okay, let me think about it. I talk to myself all the time. Like when I'm upset, I talk to myself. I write it down, and I go back and forth, and I be like, man, this person really got me messed up. But I don't want to be mean because I don't really like confrontation. Like I said, I don't like confrontation. So let me cool down, and then I'll talk to you about it.
I see it. See, I'm just gonna be upset, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm not gonna regret what I said. I'm just gonna regret how I said it. I'm probably like, dang, I should have called you I can't cuss, but I should have said this in that manner. I should have been able to control my tone and my actions in that sense of it. Because sometimes, I don't know, I feel like anything that I say, I mean, I just feel like it's a time and a place for everything. And certain times, like, I don't want to ignite it when you can just let it cool down. And that's what I'm trying to learn, to like let it cool down this summer, and then we can go from there.
And you don't necessarily have to wait like forever to talk about it, but I feel like important discussion shouldn't be had when you're in the heat of the moment.
I definitely agree, because you don't think. So Tracy said love or loyalty. That's a good question.
Well, you can always learn to love me. I would want the loyalty, because you can work on the love.
True.
I want the loyalty.
I don't know. I think for me,
Where you see that coming at?
right here at the top. This was a minute ago.
Oh, I
just
told you I ain't got my glasses on. I can't see. I can't see.
I don't know. I think for me, it depends on a relationship. I think friendship, family, loyalty. I don't know, relationship, I could choose love over it. And the reason why people are like, dang, you. I think the reason why when it comes to a relationship, I would choose love is just like, I feel like when you have that pure and true love, it ain't no question about loyalty when it comes to that. Like, and for that, I just look at my parents, like, the way they are. You cannot, as kids, you try to pit one parent against another. We could never do that. Like, you can be like, oh, mama said we can go out. And then they're like, oh, you said we go out, and daddy this and that. Like, you could never pit my parents against each other. Like, and I just think with that loyalty, when it's, I don't know, it's just like, relationship-wise, like, I would choose love over loyalty in that sense, because that pure love, you have that instinct to protect. You have, when you truly are in love, like, you have that instinct to, like, do nothing. I will not allow anything or anyone to hurt this person. And I think for family and friends, I would choose loyalty over that. I don't know if that makes sense.
That does. That makes sense. I feel like, yeah, I can see that, but I don't know, because I also think that's the indecisiveness. Never mind, because I have y'all going back and forth all day. I ain't gonna do that.
So our last two comments. Oh, this went by quick. I didn't realize y'all. Tracy said loyalty always over love. I can love without being loyal. That's true, because some people cheat and they're not loyal, and they say they love you. But then I can question it, if you cheated or you weren't loyal to me, did you really love me? Spice Lady said love breeds loyalty.
They go hand in hand.
They do. Those one of those two. But yeah, if I had to choose, that would kind of be my.
Because when I love you, when I'm loyal to you. Well, when I love you, I'm gonna be loyal to you regardless. Mm-hmm. But I feel like love, loyalty, and respect all tied in together.
Definitely. So okay, before we find out, if you had to put it in hierarchy, love, loyalty, respect, how would you put it in like order for importance? That's a good one.
Respect number one.
Definitely.
And then the last two together.
This is not a try. She's trying to make it a triangle, y'all. We are doing a list.
Ask them. Don't ask me. Ask them. Don't ask me.
Respect, loyalty, love for Tracy. I think for me, respect, love, loyalty. But I definitely can see that. Definitely.
Let's see if anybody okay. No comments on that. So we got about 6 minutes. So before we do our affirmations and everything, so I know y'all love to see us every week, and we love to be here every week. However, next week we are taking a break. We will not be doing GirlTalk Let's Talk next week, because I'm going to see Auntie Mary. I'm just going to be transparent. I'm going to see Auntie Mary next week. So, and she just happens to be in town on the day that the podcast is going to be Aaron. So we gonna take a little break next week, and we gonna come back the week after refreshed and
Strong.
ready for y'all.
We getting a little spicy, okay? So we said we're gonna take a week off, and so when we come back, we're gonna be spicy for that week.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell y'all all about Auntie Mary, cause boy, what a time I'm finna have.
Hopefully, Bree have some good experiences to tell us.
Oh, I know I will.
So
I'm excited. I am so excited. Before we go, and y'all know I gotta leave y'all with our affirmations for today. So today's affirmation of life is: I am not broken. I am breaking open to unleash my biggest potential. I am not healing. I am remembering my wholeness. I am not lacking. I am aligning with the fullness of who I am. I am not weak. I am discovering my real strength. I am not losing. I am learning my unlimited possibilities. I am on the right track to find my true worth.
Yes. We love y'all so much. We appreciate you guys once again. This is episode 7.
Yes.
Yes, and we just love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Next week we will be taking a break. But if you missed us, you can hit